Some new disturbing details and possible new victims just a day after a Eugene police officer pleaded guilty to 6 sex crimes. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Renee McCullough.
And I'm Matt Templeman. Investigators are looking into 3 phone calls that came into them right after that story broke yesterday. It's our top story tonight at 5 o'clock. Police say the calls came from former South Eugene High School students and parents. Stefan Zeltvay was a school resource officer for the school for the past 10 years. One call involved a former student who apparently observed questionable behavior by Zeltvay.
Reported some behaviors that around a sexual assault investigation where Officer Zeltvay was involved and talked about some behaviors that were protocol-wise a little questionable.
Yesterday, Zeltvay was convicted of 6 counts of sexual harassment and sex abuse. His victims included 4 members of the Eugene Police Department, a fellow officer's wife, and a neighbor. Sergeant Scott McKee, who is the lead investigator in this case, says he is confident there are no other victims within the police department.
And as that investigation expands to South Eugene High School, many students and parents are reacting to the news. KEZI 9 News reporter Grace Lim is live tonight in the studio with how they feel about it. Grace?
Renee, KEZI 9 News obtained the police report into former Officer Stefan Zeltvay. The document reveals that victims interviewed by investigators describe Zeltvay as, quote, creepy. At South Eugene High School, where Zeltvay patrolled since 2003, students say they felt the same way.
I know that sometimes I got a creepy vibe off of him.
He was just like different than the other cops. It seemed like he was just more up close to the kids than the other ones would be.
Former and current South Eugene High School students describe their interactions with convicted former police officer Stefan Zeltvay.
Got in trouble on my way back to school, and he decided, I started crying because I don't get in trouble very often, and he was comforting me, telling me it would be okay, you know, you're not that big of trouble, and he gave me a hug, and I thought it was just kind of strange and odd.
Like I heard, like if a kid got in trouble and he'd have to search them, he would go like farther than you would have to normally with the girls.
In fact, in a police report, investigators received information related to alleged on-duty misconduct related to Officer Zeltvay and his work at South Eugene High School during the 2006 to 2007 school year.
I'm pretty horrified.
After learning of Zeltvay's sex crimes committed against 4 women in the Eugene Police Department, a colleague's wife, and his neighbor, parents of students are questioning who their children can trust.
If the person in the most authority is hurting you, who do you go to? Who do you trust to talk to keep you safe if the person who's mainly, given that responsibility is abusing it?
Investigators say based on Zeltvay's inappropriate behavior, they're actively pursuing possible victims at the high school. I reached out to South Eugene High School today. They tell me the principal is out of town right now, but is aware of the situation. In the studio, Grace Lim, KEZI 9 News.